everyone, and welcome to A-Level Biology. I'm Mrs. Johnson and I'm the Head of Biology at Davenant, and I'm going to be obviously giving you a little bit of a talk about the course and also the summer task that we would like you to complete. The exam board we follow is OCR, and it's really important that you do take note of this, that we will obviously we do follow the Biology A syllabus. OCR has two biologies, which is Biology A and Biology B, but Davenant cover Biology A. A-Level Biology course will be covered obviously over 2 years. It is a linear course, so you will learn a series of 6 modules which will be assessed at the end of year 13. So year 12 then, which I'll start with. Here you can see is a picture of the textbook that we use for the syllabus to cover obviously the year 12 content. So this is only book 1, which is for year 12 only. I have placed it here so that you can, if you wanted to obviously purchase it prior to September, then obviously you're more than welcome to. Otherwise you will get an opportunity to borrow one from the school in September. Some students do like to purchase their own so they can obviously annotate the book, whereas obviously if you borrow it from the school, you will not be able to do this. Modules and weightings then. So like I said, in year 12, there are 4 modules. Module 1 is development of practical skills in biology. This is also covered in year 13 and it's really integrated into the other modules 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it isn't taught as a separate module. Modules 2, 3 and 4 will be covered in year 12 and 5 and 6 in year 13. Now at the end of year 12 we do an internal exam, so it's not externally examined. However, there are 2 papers called breadth and depth, equal and weighting. The only difference between the two is within its name. Breadth does include multiple choice questions as well, and depth is simply just examining questions 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, exam mark questions. So the content of the modules taught in year 12. As you can see, module 1, development of practical skills in biology, has 4 main areas, and again this will be covered both in year 12 and year 13 and be assessed within every paper. Modules 2, 3 and 4, you can see a really wide variety of biology topics, which is really good obviously for different interests in biology and covers every area and aspect of biology. 13 then, like I said, the remaining 2 modules are called Communication, Homeostasis and Energy, Module 5, and Module 6, Genetic Evolution and Ecosystems. Now at the end of year 13 you will take 3 exams. These 3 exams have different weighting and they do include different topics, so modules. So you can see in paper 1 modules 1, 2, 3 and 5, paper 2 modules 1, 2, 4 and 6, and then paper 3 called Unified Biology, that covers all 6 modules. So it'll be assessing on the content you've learned over the series of year 12 and year 13. Now the practical endorsement, which you might have heard before, is quite similar to the way you would have learnt at GCSE. You would have obviously learnt different practical techniques, skills and theory, and have to apply that within your exams. It is exactly the same case for A-Level Biology. However, you will have to keep a portfolio of the practicals that you carry out during the 2 years. And this will obviously give an indication whether you have passed practical skills or whether you unfortunately haven't passed practical skills. So, details of the practical endorsement. The practical endorsements, the exam board expects students to carry out 12 specific practicals over the course of the 2 years, one being a research task. Now this research task activity is really useful and beneficial for students, which we found in the past from students' feedback as well, because it gives them the opportunity to learn this skill ready for further education or future careers. How does it affect year 12? So obviously year 12 you'll do 6 practicals and year 13 you'll do another 6 practicals. And when you get your certificate or your examining grade at the end of year 13, it will indicate next to that grade whether you have passed or failed, simply with a capital P or nothing. Nothing indicates, unfortunately, if you didn't pass it. So that is the course, and you will receive a lot more details about the course obviously from September. However, the main purpose now is to go through the summer task. You can see here on the document that you also will have, the deadline is your first biology lesson. It is really important for first impressions that you do bring that work to your first lesson. Now, if you'd like to carry out some pre-reading in the preparation for your A-level biology course, below is a CPG book, which is called Head Start to A-level biology, and it's free to download if you have a Kindle, or obviously you can purchase it on Amazon. This will give you some sort of idea of the transition from GCSE to A-level and get you a head start of reminding yourself of some key terminology of the course. Now, what we're going to go through is the 5 main tasks that you need to complete for the summer work. In the second week of Year 12 Biology in September, you'll have a test for biology out of 50, and this will assess you on the content of the tasks that you have completed in your summer work. So task 1, eukaryotic cells. What I'd like you to do is on an A4 piece of paper or A3 piece of paper, depends on what you have, I would like you to draw scientifically and label the ultrastructure of a eukaryotic cell. This is an example one here on the PowerPoint slide and also on the task sheet. You can use colours for this, because remember this will be a good revision resource when it comes to revise for exams, so therefore colour can also be a good revision technique. What I'd like you to put next to the different organelles, the subcellular structures, is a description of its role. 2 of task 1 is to print the following questions, and if you aren't able to print them, you can just simply write the answer underneath the subheadings on a lined piece of paper and attach that to your poster. Now use the internet or textbooks to find out the answers to the following questions, and it is simply all about the ultrastructure of eukaryotic cells. So task 2, biological molecules. Biological molecules is a key topic you will learn during the Year 12 biology, and it's a requirement that you're able to draw structures of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Now we have found in the past that Year 12s find this particular activity quite challenging, especially drawing the 2 structures of glucose. Now prior to obviously at GCSE you would have learned just glucose as one, whereas there are 2 types of glucose, alpha glucose and beta glucose. They're both isomers and they have different structures such as the hydroxyl group. The main difference is the hydroxyl group on carbon 1 is below for alpha glucose and above for beta glucose. Now you will need to, for your exam in September, to be able to learn the structure and draw the structure of alpha and beta glucose. Task 3, the mammalian heart. In the September exam, you will be assessed on the following content about the mammalian heart. The structure of the mammalian heart, your understanding of why the chamber walls are of different thicknesses. So, for example, why is the left ventricle wall a lot thicker than the right ventricle wall? Your understanding of why the chamber walls are obviously a significant difference of their roles, and also to compare a single and double circulatory system. So be able to define both of those types of circulatory systems. For this task, I'd like you to print out, draw the mammalian heart, so you can either print it out or draw it for this activity. An example of the diagram obviously is below, and label each structure including an explanation for each part of it. So say for example, the aorta. Now the aorta, the description of its role is to transport oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. Task 4, mathematical skills in biology. 10% of your exams in obviously Year 12 and Year 13 will include GCSE maths. So it is really essential that you are able to answer these math skills, because they are easy marks to achieve in an exam, obviously if you're able to use that skill. Some examples are here. Magnification. So at GCSE you would have, in one of your first topics, is learn how to calculate the magnification of a cell using either its actual cell size or its image size. You'll also be able to be expected to calculate averages and identify anomalies. Be able to calculate surface area to volume ratio of both these shapes as well as spheres. Graph skills also leads into the activity that I'd like you to do for task 4. Now the task, use the following information to answer the following questions. You will need some graph paper preferably for this activity. So read the information at the top paragraph and then answer, obviously complete the tasks 1 to 5. The table results above is incorrect. What I'd like you to do for step 1 is to draw the table out again, including any corrections. Use the information in the paragraph. 2. Calculate the mean time taken for the indicator to become yellow for each temperature and place it in the table below. 3. Using the mean values you just calculated in this activity, and I apologise, I'm not sure why I've got question 10 there, and plot a suitable graph for the mean time taken for the indicator to turn yellow at different temperatures. So you need to use this data here to plot a graph. Draw a line of best fit and then use the graph for step 5 to find the estimate of the mean time taken for the indicator to turn yellow at 22 degrees. Task 5, protein synthesis. Now what we'd like you to do is watch this following video clip, which is attachment to the document, which hopefully you've been able to access. Now the reason why we've chosen protein synthesis is simply because different examining boards, OCR, Edexcel, AQA, all teach protein synthesis, we've found, in different levels of depth. So we've found students come to the course with obviously different levels of knowledge, and therefore what we'd like you to try and do is learn the process of transcription and translation, which is protein synthesis, in the same level of detail so that everybody comes at the same knowledge. So what we'd like you to do for test step 2 is produce a poster that explains the main steps involved in protein synthesis. You can use the example below to help you. So for example, the diagrams that you might like to draw or the descriptions against each diagram. Okay, so this is an example for you to use, but I'd like you to produce a poster yourself. Task 6. So by using this checklist, please make sure that you look at all the work that needs to be submitted, so in the middle column of this table, and make sure that you bring it all together, click together in a clear plastic wallet. Make sure you've put your name on it, ready for collection from one of your teachers. Now that's pretty much it for the course, obviously description and also the summer task that we would like you to do. Have a lovely summer and really enjoy yourself, and we look forward to, obviously the biology department really look forward to meeting you in September.